Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the New Health Conversation. How in the world did she safely drop 30 pounds in 30 days? Look at that before and after picture. Now, for all the censors out there, we always do this and let you know in advance. Everything we're showing here is coming from peer-reviewed human trial studies or from our research. We've written 4 best-selling books. We're nutritional researchers. We're not making any claims. Everything we're showing is 100% safe, okay? There's no gimmicks, no tricks. It's all absolutely a legitimate above board. You also will notice there, any of you coming on, Ndwag or Shane, that right above her head there in blue, the New Health Conversation. It's a free medical website where any of you can go at any time. There's nothing to buy there. It's only the medical proof behind everything that I'm showing you. Hello, Nana. Hello, Naomi. I think that's right, Naomi Adam 999. So look at that picture. That is not photoshopped in any way. She lost 30 pounds in 30 days. Look at the transformation in her body. It's not photoshopped. It's not AI. This is, any of you, how long would you give yourselves to lose 30 pounds on any diet you've ever been on? I'd love for someone to put it in the chat. 777, join. Hello, I'm saying hi. Lots of people are joining us. Also, if you come on and you like the content, you can tap on the screen and it records lives in the algorithm. That's a really good thing for me to be able to do this. I do 3 to 4 of these live podcasts. This is live. It's not a infomercial. It's live. I'm here. I'll answer questions. We can dialogue. You can even disagree with what I say. As long as we have civil discussions, I'm okay. All right. But I just want to show all of you or ask all of you, hello, Boogie and user 204. But everyone, look at that before and after. 30 pounds in 30 days. But look, I want you to see the transformation in her body. Look at her arms, look at her waist, look at her legs. That is not Photoshop. She literally shrank, and you notice no loose skin. So who else is joining us? Stacy's joining us, Dorothy's joining us, etc. Can we get some taps on the screen to get some likes? Does everybody like this content? What we share with you, what makes this podcast so different, we only share with you medical proof. We don't give you opinions. We don't make claims. We only share. Now, we've got on that website, you can see above her head, there are 10 peer-reviewed human trial medical studies proving that this is safe. It was invented by the top weight loss researchers in the world. After 40 years, over 100 studies, thousands of people, they invented this. Now, here's what's neat. The researchers who created this, they don't have any products. They don't work for a company. They're scientists, and they've spent 40 years cracking the code on obesity and health and nutrition, and they've proved it. Look at that. I'm going to show you some other pictures now. Kristen, she lost 21 pounds, 38 inches in 30 days. Look at her body. See, this is the thing I want you all to understand. This is causing the fat in our body to shrink. You don't lose fat cells. Anybody tells you that, they're lying to you, right? But also, with no exercise allowed, they all gain 6 to 9% lean muscle mass. Again, can we get some taps on your phone? You just tap on the screen and the likes show up for us. If you like what we're sharing with you, great. If you don't, okay, that's fine too. You don't have to agree with us, but you've got to understand we're in a crisis in this world now. We have 1 billion people currently today clinically obese. Not my terms, making obesity the leading form of malnutrition in the world. My God, we have 80% of America overweight, 50% obese, 50% pre-diabetic. Do any of you really think that diets work? Have you ever, again, to lose 21 pounds, how long would any of you give yourself? Please put it in the chat. I'm just curious. What diet would it be? But I know most of you you're happy with a pound a week, maybe. I have people tell me, oh, I lost 3 pounds in a month. That's nonsense. It's over. This whole calories in, calories out thing is completely debunked. It's over. I'm going to show you study after study after study proving stop counting calories. Stop counting calories. It's total rubbish. It doesn't work, okay? Not because I say so. First of all, who the heck am I? Well, my name is Peter Greenlaw. I've been a nutritional researcher for 23 years. I've written 4 best-selling books with some of the biggest medical doctors in the world. I did 20 shows on PBS. I was interviewed on the 4 biggest daytime shows in America and did over 1,500 live lectures around the world in universities and hospitals and towns. They even flew me to China. For 22 of my 23 years in the medical world, that meant 0. Why? Because there were no peer-reviewed human trial studies on human beings put to the highest scrutiny in the world to get published in these huge medical journals like the Obesity Journal, like Nutrition Journal, Frontiers in Physiology, and Nature Communications, which is considered the number 1 or 2 medical journal in the whole world. This is nothing, is my opinion. I didn't invent this. We're just making you aware of it. Let me go back to the first slide. Look at her. 30 pounds. Look at her body. 30 pounds in 30 days. Would any of you be excited about that? 30 pounds in 30 days with no exercise? I know you think it's probably Photoshopped or it's AI. It's not. It's real. It's not. And I'm going to explain to all of you, how in the world did she do this? See, again, can we get some tap? We have no likes. No one likes this content. You'd rather follow influencers that are giving you nothing but opinions. These diets are pitiful failures. They don't work. Do you get it? Who thinks diets work long term? Who? I'd like to see the evidence. I'd like to see the proof, because the proof is that people are saying that, lots of Timor, Yolanda, Marmar, Begum, who else? Sins. Again, you can tap on your screen and we get likes. We're at 0 likes. You don't like the content? Are you curious at all? Do you want to know how she lost 30 pounds in 30 days or not? Or how did Kristen lose 21.2 pounds in 30 days? Or this girl is the daughter of a friend of mine. How about 60 pounds in 3 months? 60. What is it going to take to get your attention? This is not fake. This is real. You're probably all shocked. You're probably all in total denial. You're probably all in huge skepticism. I get that. But it's all real. Oh, we got 17 likes. Yay, thank you, people. So I got Joan, I got Dolores, Kiki, Patricia. Again, I'd love some comments on these before and afters. Look at some of the men. Look at Curtis. 10 pounds a week, 52.5 inches in 30 days. And look at his blood work. A1C, 8.4 to 6.4, triglycerides, 242 dropped to 124 in 30 days, everyone. 30 days. I know you can think it's not Photoshopped. We don't have to do that. We have the medical, listen, we got the medical proof to back it up that it's 100% safe. It's not weird. Wait till you hear how they did it. You go, well, that was easy. Well, it took them 40 years to figure out something that on the surface looks really simple, but it's not. I mean, look at Andy here. How about 45 pounds and 60 inches in 30? That's 11 pounds a week. Is it just me, or is that like crazy, crazy, crazy? Wow, so Patricia, we have Lori, we have Vanessa, we have Cheryl, we have Ain. Ain, I think you were on yesterday. And La joined LA. Oh, we're getting thank you all for the likes. Do you like this? Listen, we're here. We're here to do what? Make you aware of what's available. I'm going to show you the website. That website, we won't contact you if you go there. I swear on my kids' lives and my grandkids' lives. We're not going there. We're not going to contact you. Only where we'll contact you is if you like what you see. Scroll down, you see right above our head. Free coaching. It's free. The whole time someone coached us. These people are coaching. There's medical doctors, there's RNs, there's physician's assistants, there's dietitians, nutritionists. They had such an impact on their lives by doing this. They're helping to coach. They're coaching other people. It's 100% free. There's no gimmicks and no tricks. But it's not just initially that they coach you. They coach you all the way to get to your goal. Like in her case, it's not just that she lost 30 pounds. She's kept it off for 9 years. Hello, I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. Are any of you curious about, oh, hi, Joe, thanks for a rose. I got 2 roses. Oh, my gosh, that's wonderful. So let's see, who else? Ain, Mary, okay, so who else? Ella joined. So we're up to 418 likes. Can we get some more likes? Get some more likes up there. So are any of you curious about how they did it or not? Please put it in the chat if someone would like to know. I mean, look, would any of you be disappointed with 5 pounds a week? She actually was a little more than that. And 38 inches in 30 days with no exercise at all? I know you're all in shock, right? You can't believe it. You think it's Photoshopped. It's not Photoshopped. I'm going to probably have to say that 100 times in this live podcast. This is live. It's not pre-recorded. It's not an infomercial. It's medical podcast showing you the results of this breakthrough that took 40 years of research. And the people who invented this, they don't have a company. They don't have any products. And this is not lotions, potions, pills, shots, capsules, nothing like that. How did she do that? How did Julie lose 30 pounds in 30 days? Look at the change in her body composition, everyone. Look at that. Or how in the world did Curtis, an older man, lose 40 pounds and 52.5 inches in 30 days? None of these people were allowed to exercise because the researchers, they're not against exercise, but they didn't want exercise to be part of it. Look, I mean, I'd like to have some reactions from some of you about this. What do you think about it? You think these are Photoshop? Because I see people are getting off. I get that. But you don't have an answer. You can't possibly think that whatever we're doing with 80% of America overweight today, 50% obese today, and 50% pre-diabetic today, that what you're doing is working. The big medical studies, I mean, Johns Hopkins Medical School, it's even worse. They said, study predicts obesity apocalypse. By 2030, 86% of Americans will be overweight or obese in less than 5 years. What are we doing? This is insanity. It's crazy. You're all doing it. You're following these influencers. They're telling you about keto and paleo and Mediterranean. They're nice people. I'm not going to disparage them. There's MDs, there's chiropractors, there's dietitians. They don't have one shred of medical evidence, so they'd show it to you. If what they were doing was so good, they'd want to have peer-reviewed human trial medical studies, which they don't have. They don't have them. I go on social media and look at all these supposed people, weight loss and coaches and all. It's all. At the end of the day, you're smart people. If we're looking down the barrel of a gun in less than 5 years, 86% of Americans are going to be overweight and obese. Do you think you're going to be part of the 14% or you're going to be part of the 86%? This is going to change. This makes every diet obsolete, including, will you be the judge? This is a study done on the GLP-1s. In this case, it's semaglutide, but semaglutide, trapezoid, Ozempic, the shots, right? I'm not against the shots. Don't hear me say that. It's helping diabetics and it's helping people morbidly obese. But let's look at the reality of what's really going on with the shot, okay? So in this study, in the New England Journal of Medicine, you can go look it up. It's in the public domain. Once weekly semaglutide in adults that are overweight or obese. After 68 weeks, a year and 4 months on semaglutide, the weight loss was 32 pounds. And of the 32 pounds people lost, 40% was lean muscle mass. Why is that so bad? Because when you lose lean muscle mass, what happens to your body? It slows down metabolism. That's why the people are plateauing on these diets, or they're coming off. They're gaining 0.5 pound a day. And they said in this study that the weight loss was clinically relevant weight reduction. 32 pounds in 68 weeks. Curtis didn't get the memo, everybody. He lost 40 pounds in a month. Look at. She lost 21 pounds in a month. But this one's even better. She lost almost as much in a month as they lost in a year and 4 months. Hello. Welcome. I know you all think I'm crazy. Again, I've been a nutritional researcher for 23 years. 22 years, it didn't mean a damn thing because there was no medical proof. Now there's medical proof. The main reason to do this isn't even to lose the weight. That's a given. The main reason to do it is for a syndrome that I have and you have and every person in the world has now called TDOS. What the heck does that mean? T for toxicity, D for nutritional deficiency, O for being overweight, and S is for stress. We're breathing, drinking, eating chemicals, whether you know it or not. And what our body's doing to protect us, it's taking that chemical once the liver can't process it anymore and stuffing it in our visceral fat. The visceral fat is around the organs. You can see it. She shrank. The visceral fat's shrinking. Why? Because they had proof in the studies. Blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis proving this is removing chemicals from us. That's the main reason to do it. The weight loss is we almost joke and say, well, of course we're going to get the weight off you. Look at my friend's daughter, 60 pounds in 3 months. Look at her whole body shrank, her face, her arms. You think this is fake? Think whatever you want. Go, because the majority of it, 99.9, you're going to go back and follow what these influencers are telling you. Keto, paleo, Mediterranean, time-restricted eating, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, Nutrition. They don't work. They do not work long-term. That's not my opinion. My God, let's go to Medicare, for crying out loud. A new study for Medicare. Listen to this. Title of the study, Medicare Search for Effective Obesity Treatments. Diets are not the answer. That's Medicare saying this. And here's what they said. Our researchers studied long-term outcomes of calories in, calories out diets to assess whether dieting is an effective treatment for obesity. The studies on calories in, calories out showed that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than they lost on diets. In summary, there is little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. What are you all doing? Why are you doing it? Because no crazy person like me is telling you, wait, stop. Should we relook at this? We're going to have 86% of Americans overweight and obese in less than 5 years. I think maybe we better take a pause. Don't you want to know how she did that? No one's even asking me. That's not a diet. She wasn't counting calories. It had nothing to do with that. Look at that, everyone. So tell us. Okay, I will. Finally, someone asked. I'm a nice person. I'm going to tell all of you, okay? We got a lot of people on here now. Oh, Joe Padilla sent a rose. Thank you very, very much. Actually, sent me 3 or 4. Wow. Hey, we're up to almost 900 likes. Let's keep tapping on the screen. Okay, so how did they do it? The researchers who created this, who have no products, no company, but they've done 40 years of research. 40 years, 100 studies, thousands of people, every diet, and they came to one conclusion. People lost weight on every diet, but every person, every time, gained back at least as much, or 2/3 gained more weight than they lost. And when they did the analysis, they found that of the pounds people were losing, 25 to 40% was lean muscle, which caused the body to slow down your metabolism. That's why they gain all the weight back. It's a given. It's science. It's not up for debate. Any diet you're on, up to 40% of what you're losing is lean muscle mass. It not only does it slow your metabolism down, you know what else it's doing to you? It's slowing down your own immune system. Yeah, these diets are great. They're doing something to us, not for us, because fitting in your skinny jeans and the number on the scale is not what you should be concerned with. It'd be concerned with you're storing these chemicals in your body for one thing, and you're slowing down your immune system? Really? Does that sound like a good outcome? So here's what they did. They said, okay, we need to come up with a new plan. We're going to give people less quantity of food, because that's all a diet is. You're getting less food, which means what? You're getting less nutrition. So what they said was, we need to find foods that have huge amounts of nutrition, but not huge amounts of quantity. That's what they set out to do. So they constructed new food groupings. 30% of what she consumed, she got a grocery list, took it to the grocery store, proteins, fats, carbs, salads, fruits, vegetables, etc. A list she shopped from. But instead of giving her calorie amounts, they gave her serving sizes for the first time ever. Got it? So 30% of what she consumed, the ingredients came from the grocery store. The other 70%, on the other hand, came from other suppliers, not from the people who created this. They don't have any products. They don't have a company. We don't sell you anything. They came from suppliers who supplied 5 foods from around the world, from places like Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, that represented huge amounts of nutrition, but small amounts of food. Get it out of your mind. It has nothing to do with quantity of food. It has everything to do with the nutritional density of the food. Now, it was still a theory. So then what they did, they created, because of these new food groupings, completely new ways of consuming food. 5 days a week, she and everybody else had 4 meals a day. She started, and they all started with these. By the way, these 5 foods around the world, these researchers that created this said it's the world's most perfect meals from a nutritional standpoint. That's their terminology, not mine. So the world's most perfect meal, that's what they had for breakfast. Lunch came from the grocery store list, dinner from the grocery store, and a 4th meal after dinner from the world's most perfect meals. So that was 5 days a week, 4 meals a day. 2 days a week, they all did, including her, something called intermittent nutritional fasting. Not water fasting, not time-restricted eating. On those days, no food from the grocery store, but only these 5 food groups. At this time, they had them eating 8 times a day. What? Yeah. So basically, they were having something every about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Well, look at the results. Look at the results, everyone. How many of you ever, how long would it take you? Put it in the chat for everybody to see. How long would you estimate if right now you didn't know about this, you just could pick any diet you want, and you said, I want to lose 21 pounds. How long would you give yourself? How long would it take you? Some of you already done it. You know how long it took you to lose 21 pounds. It sure as hell didn't take you 30 days. Or how about Julie, 30 pounds in 30 days? But look at the change in her body composition. I know you're saying, oh, they faked it. This is BS. It's not real. It is real. It's backed up by the medical studies, for crying out loud. People are shocked. They can't believe these kinds of things are possibilities. It's even possible to do this. And then you look at, this is the daughter of a friend of mine. He's a realtor. This is his daughter. How about 60 pounds in 3 months? You talk about shrinking the visceral. Look at her face. Look at her arms. Look at her waist. Look at that. It's the same girl. It's 90 days. Come on, everybody. What do you think about that? Please, somebody put it in the comment. What do you think about that? And you can even say, oh, it's Photoshopped, but it's not. You can think whatever. You put whatever comment you want, as long as you just be civil. And how about this? An older guy losing 10 pounds a week and 52 inches in 30 days? Look at his stomach. But more importantly, look at his lab work. His A1C from 8.4 to 6.4, triglycerides from 242 to 124 in 30 days. It's not a diet. Let me prove one other thing. I'm going to show you an athlete. Now, in the studies, the people, they weren't allowed to exercise. But if you can exercise. Everybody can exercise. They weren't against exercise. But when you see this transformation in 11 days, 11 days. Day 1, pretty good shape. But so when it says day 5, that's the morning of day 5. Look at the change already in the structure of the abdomen, the stomach, etc. And then look at the morning of day 12, 11 days later. Look at that transformation in 11 days. Some of you are weekend warriors, athletes, whatever. Look at that. This is not a diet. It doesn't work. It's a detox. First and foremost, this is a detox. First and foremost, they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and proved that this was assisting our body in doing what? Removing chemicals that were stored inside our fat cells. That's why people complain. It's not just how much weight they have, but how much fat they have. No diet touches this. They did now they proved this was removing herbicides and pesticides and Scotchgard and Teflon from the bodies. Look at that. You can see that she is shrinking. And you don't lose fat cells. That's a complete lie. If you lose a fat cell, the body immediately replaces it like that. Boom. I'd love for anybody to tell me, what do you think about these pictures? What do you think about this? Wow, we're at 1,000 likes. That's awesome. We need more people tapping on the screen. So any of you, please tell me what you think about these before and afters, that they're not Photoshopped. And let me show you some more evidence now that diets, what you're doing, counting calories, which is what you're not even counting calories, you're reducing the amount of food you're consuming on all these crazy diets, right? So this is a big study right here, the title, The Science Behind Why Diets Don't Work. This is not my opinion. I'm reading from the study, right? So a review of more than 30 long-term studies show that going on a diet, calories in and calories out, causes weight gain. The more diets someone has tried, the more they weigh. So not only does dieting not work for long-term weight loss, but it's associated with increased risk of binge eating, eating disorders, and long-term weight gain. You're going on a diet to gain weight, at least 2/3 of you. Is it just me, or is this like the definition of insanity? Another huge study, why you shouldn't count calories. They said, our research showed that while counting calories and restricting calories can help you lose weight in the short term, the approach has never been proven to keep weight off long term. What's even worse, 2/3 of people who try to count or restrict their calories gain back more weight than they lost. And I read to you all from Medicare, for crying out loud. They said Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments, diets are not the answer. Our researchers, this is Medicare saying this, our researchers reviewed studies of the long-term outcomes of calories in, calories out to assess whether dieting is an effective treatment for obesity. This is Medicare saying this. The researchers found that 2/3 of dieters regain more weight than they lost on their diets, and these studies likely underestimate the extent to which dieting is counterproductive because of several methodological problems. In summary, there is little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. What are you all doing? Why are you doing it? Why? I mean, it's just so crazy. And that's a free website you all can go to right above your head in blue. The New Health Conversation. There's nothing to buy there. There's no buy buttons. We won't contact you if you go there. But right above it says free coaching. How do you get free coaching? Scroll down, sign up for free coaching. There's no gimmicks. There's no tricks. It's not like, oh, well, the first week and then a week later we'll charge you $50. There's no charge for coaching. You buy nothing from us. You buy nothing from the researchers. You buy 30% of your food from the grocery store. You get a grocery list that the researchers developed that she consumed. For 30% of the food she consumed in a month came from the grocery store. The other 70% of what she consumed came from other suppliers, researchers, not these researchers, who had gone to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition, but not huge amounts of quantity. So this has nothing to do with quantity. It has everything to do with nutritional density. Here's a kind of a silly example. Well, I think everybody will get this, right? So imagine, all right, if you can go to the gas station today and they only have two pumps. Pump on the left, pump number one says this gas will take you 20 miles to the gallon. Pump number two says this gallon will take you 100 miles. That's in essence what the researchers did. They wondered, could we give people less quantity of food, but could we increase nutrition? They proved it was possible. They did it. That's what you're seeing there in these before and after pictures. And we're stuck at 1,200 likes. Can we get some more likes? Some of you were coming on here. I see people coming on and then getting off. So Beachy Home Decor, hello, welcome. So Cardo, does that explain it to you? Cardo 64. Do you understand now how they did it, why they did it? But again, have any of you ever seen anything like this? I mean, again, no one's putting it in the chat. If you could lose 21 pounds and 38 inches in a month, hello? Why wouldn't you at least explore what's possible? Explore. Did I say explore? Explore, I meant. That is not Photoshop. She really lost 30 pounds in 30 days. But the bigger issue for all of us is this medical syndrome that I have and you have and everybody has called TDOS, right? And it's affecting every person in the world. It was only discovered that we were storing chemicals in our body in 2005, 20 years ago. They've now done like 20 years of studies and they're finding things that are crazy. Here's what they said about these chemicals. Chemicals and toxins are stored in the body's fat cells. The fat we really need to fear is visceral fat that collects around our organs in the abdomen. Visceral fat produces pro-inflammatory mediators, which have been linked to cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and certain cancers. The Journal of Hepatology in April 2008 reports evidence that visceral fat is linked to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and metabolic syndrome. The visceral fat, therefore, causes stress in the body, resulting in a release of the hormone cortisol. Cortisol's job is to manage stress in the body. With every give, there must be a take. The main effect of cortisol is that when the levels are raised in the body shuts off its natural method of burning, of using fat. This prevents weight loss. So you understand the very diet you're going on, you're doomed. You're going to at least go back. You can't. It slows down your metabolism. That's what they're saying. Slows down your metabolism and your immune system. What are you all doing? Why are you doing it? Why aren't you going to that website to see the medical proof for the first time? None of these other influences you're following, they don't have one shred of medical evidence. And what they were talking about was that good. They want peer-reviewed human trials, studies done on human beings, not mice, rats, geese, or whatever. It's just so sad that we're in a position where there's a solution. Yes, it took them 40 years to figure it out. These studies that I'm talking about, some of them were started 13 years ago. Some of them takes that long to come to be published in these big journals. It's not like you do the study and then next week it gets published. It doesn't work like that. It goes through the gauntlet, even to consider them to publish your work. Not me, I didn't do the studies. You go through an extensive evaluation process. How many people? What kind? Did you do blood, stool, urine, fat analysis, enzymes, whatever? You got to get in line to get things published. I mean, it's not like you just do your study and then away we go. They're not my studies. I had nothing to do with it. But you can see the medical proof. There's an interview with the #1. Why wouldn't you do this? That website, it's called 60 Minutes That'll Change Your Life. It's with the #1 nutrition weight loss physiologist in the world. He and his team created this. He's rated #1 in the world. And he's saying they made a huge mistake over 40 years, that everything they looked at was a miserable failure as far as diets go. And he even said, I asked him, Just Me Marie, it's the coaching site in your bio. The coaching site is right there that you can see it, Just Me Marie. See it? The New Health Conversation. That's where everything is there, including there's like a 20-minute video walking you through kind of what they did in a more detailed explanation than what I've shared with you here. The coaching is 100% free. You get a real coach. You get somebody who's done it. You get somebody who's trained. They're there to answer questions. I mean, I just had a lady on the last call. This happens all the time. Well, here's why. We have people with no thyroids. We have a man with a heart transplant. We have a lady that's 91 years old. We have a lady 80. An 80-year-old lost 92 pounds in 8 months, and 8 months ago, she couldn't climb a flight of stairs. Now, she's playing pickleball 3 times a week, swimming 3 times a week, and walking 4 to 5 miles per day. No diet does this. Forget it. Where's all the loose skin? I mean, the best example is again, April. That's 60 pounds. Where's the loose skin? She lost 60 pounds in 3 months. I hope you're all shocked by this, but in a good way. I know initially your skepticism is going through the roof, but it's backed up by 10 peer-reviewed humans. It's totally safe. They invented it. They created it. The top weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. They created this, not me. Nothing to do with me. So who else would like to ask me a question? So Just Me, Marie, hopefully I answered that, because the coaching is really important. This isn't just like, okay, here are the ingredients. Okay, here's a grocery bag with your groceries from the grocery store, and here's a grocery bag with these 5 foods around the world. Well, that's not going to do anything. You need to understand the serving sizes, the timing of when you take things. The people who supplied the 5 foods around the world, they didn't have the recipe. It was these researchers who put this together because they had a certain combination of foods from North America, only 30%, because our food in North America is almost nutritionally completely insufficient. That's why they limited to what they consumed. Only 30% of their total consumption came from the grocery store: proteins, fats, carbs, salads, fruits, vegetables, etc. But the other 70%, these foods around the world, had huge amounts of nutrition that made up for the deficiency in the other food that people were consuming. Because 5 days a week, basically, they had these 5 foods around the world. That's what she did for breakfast. Lunch came from the grocery store list, regular food you'd consider regular food, organic. Dinner from the grocery store, excuse me, and then after dinner, a 4th meal of these 5 foods around the world. She did that 5 days a week. Excuse me, 2 days a week, she did something called intermittent nutritional fasting. Not fasting, not water fasting, not this stupid time-restricted eating, which is nothing more than a diet lowering calories. That's all it is. It's total nonsense. On those days, intermittent nutritional fasting days, she had no food from the grocery store, only these 5 foods around the world, but they let her eat, you ready for this? 8 meals a day from these foods around the 8 times. She was having something every hour and a half for 2 hours. So what did they discover? In the first 30 days, people said their hunger came down 41% in 30 days. Their cravings, 40% in a month. And blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides all came down dramatically in 30 days. But the big one was inflammation, which plagues all of us. For the first time ever on any diet, nutrition program ever, they measured, it came down 25% in a month. This is not a diet. And again, look at the medical proof. Look at Andy, for example. His blood sugar from 7.9 to 6.2, but look at his LDL, his bad cholesterol, from 120 to 59 in 30 days. Or Curtis, an older gentleman, 40 pounds, 52 and a half inches in 30 days. Look at his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4. But the triglycerides, 242, they dropped to 124 in 30 days. Hello, are we all on the same planet? Look at this. Is that not crazy? Crazy? Oh, so you understood that, just me, Marie. You understand. Let me go back and show everybody. So it's not just that this is the coach. As a matter of fact, the new health conversation, that's the medical proof. If you like what you see only, because we're totally transparent, we're showing you everything up front. There's nothing to hide. Then scroll down and sign up for a coach. It's free. The coaching is free. Free. I mean, if you could join a gym and they gave you if they gave you a free trainer, would you turn it down? We got coached. Someone coached us because we've never done anything like this before. Many of us have been on kind of every diet there was on the planet. I know it sounds too good to be true. I mean, what I'm fighting right now is ignorance and apathy. Oh, you're just such an idiot. I mean, people come on and they just make stupid comments, It's not a diet, Moomin. It's not a diet. I just went over it with you. Exactly. The problem with diets, look, everyone. I mean, let me explain to you why calorie counting doesn't work from a medical perspective, right? This is what they've said about calories in, calories out. The biggest flaw of the calories in, calories out formula is it ignores that the body adjusts its control system when calorie intake is reduced. So while the formula can support people achieving weight loss initially, the reduction in energy intake ensures the lost weight will be regained and more. You're going on a diet, 2/3 of you are going to gain more weight than you lost. And that's not my opinion. That's even the opinion of Medicare. I'm going to read it again. I know I read it before. This is from Medicare. This isn't from me. So someone on another thing was saying, oh, well, what are you going on about now? What I'm going on about now is to warn people that any diet you're on is a complete waste of time until now. So Medicare, the title of the study was Medicare's Search for Effective Obesity Treatments. They went on to say, diets are not the answer. That's Medicare saying this because they're trying to bring healthcare costs down, right? They went on to say, our researchers reviewed studies of long-term outcomes of calories in, calories out to assess whether dieting is an effective treatment for obesity. Okay, so far so good. The researchers found in these studies that 2/3 of dieters regain more weight than they lost on their diets. And these studies underestimate the extent to which dieting is counterproductive because of several methodological problems. In summary, there is little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. What are you all doing? And why are you doing it? I'd love for somebody to put it in the chat. Let's have a good. I'm willing to have a civil discussion. You all can disagree with me. That's fine. But if you're going to disagree, show me the medical proof to back up what you're saying. I mean, it's pretty hard, I think, to argue right now as we sit here today that Johns Hopkins Medical School, I have the study right there. I can see it right here. Study, what does it say? Study predicts obesity apocalypse by 2030 86% of America is going to be overweight or obese. What are you thinking? Why are you thinking that these diets work when they don't? Well, and we're still stuck at 1,200 likes. That's it. Don't you? I mean, are you enjoying this content, everybody? And all you do is tap on your screen and the likes go up. Who else is showing you medical proof? Who else is showing you like what I'm showing you here? Who? Who would it be? I haven't seen any medical proof from any of these influencers. They give you opinions and they got fancy titles and they write on whiteboards, but that doesn't count. The only thing that counts are published, peer-reviewed human trial studies on human beings. A scientific paper doesn't matter. It doesn't have any impact in the medical world. I know, because for 22 years, I wrote 4 best-selling books for some of the biggest medical doctors in the world. I did 20 shows on PBS, interviewed on the 4 biggest daytime shows in America, and did over 1,500 live lectures around the world. It didn't mean a darn thing in the medical world for 22 years because there were no peer-reviewed human trial studies. And of course, what the medical people said, oh my God, it's unhealthy to lose that much weight on a diet. They didn't even listen. It's not a diet. It has nothing to do with counting calories. It has nothing to do with any of that nonsense. This is going to make every diet. Why? Let me ask you something. Why would you go on a diet to lose a pound a week and you know that's good? I see the posts. People come on and they say, I've lost 6 pounds since March 15th. What? That's horrible. Compared to this, this is she only had 35 pounds to lose, and she lost 21 pounds in a month. But look at the change in her body. Look at from her hips to her stomach to her abdomen. How the heck can I don't want to have to convince you. I don't. That is real. I'd love anybody to comment about that. We're still stuck at 1,200 likes. People must be jumping off. They don't like it. They think it's not real. It's not credible. Whatever you're thinking it is, but it is real. How she safely dropped 30 pounds in 30 days. Because she did. Do you see it? Is that of interest to some of you? Yes? But again, we're still stuck at 1,200 likes. So obviously people don't like the content, or they're coming on late, or whatever they're doing. So I'm going to go, let's see, it's 1:30 on the East Coast. I'll probably go for another maybe 8 or 10 minutes unless people have more questions, and then I'm happy to stay and answer all your questions. So Moomin, do you understand now this is not a diet? Did I explain to you what this is? Please put it in the chat if you want me to explain it again. I'm happy to do it before I finish, or for all of you. Is anyone here, was anyone on this that didn't hear the explanation of how in the world did she do that? How was that even possible? So again, somehow we're just stuck at, follow the live, but we're not seeing more people coming on, and we're stuck at 1,200 likes. All you do is tap on the screen and the likes go up or not. I realize that I'm fighting against everything you've been told, everything you think, all these influences telling you it's calories in, calories out, but it's not. It is absolutely not calories in, calories out. Not because of me, not because I'm saying so, because of the medical proof. So when we have study after study after saying, stop counting calories, why you shouldn't count calories, the science behind why diets don't work. Oh, here's a good one. Here's Harvard Medical School. You ever heard of Harvard Medical School? I'm being facetious. Of course you've heard of Harvard Medical School. The title of the study is Stop Counting Calories. This is directly from Harvard Medical School. They went on to say, most people have been taught that losing weight is a matter of simple math. Cut calories 3,500 and you lose a pound. But as it turns out, experts are learning that this decades-old strategy is totally misguided. They go on to say, the idea of a calorie in, calorie out when it comes to weight loss is not only antiquated, it's just wrong, says Fatima Stanford, obesity specialist, Harvard Medical School. Drop the calories notion, Stanford said. It's time to concentrate on what's in our food, not how much food we're consuming. That's these researchers have nothing to do with Harvard, by the way. That's exactly what they did. Now, for some of you that were wondering, the researchers, they created, it's called the Blueprint for Success. It's literally a series of, there's a little bit of printed stuff, but most of it are live videos from the researchers who created this, explaining to you it's safe, this is why you do it this way, this is why they say they'll never recommend a traditional diet to anybody ever again. They said it would be unethical. They said, wait a minute, she lost 30 pounds in 30 days. We got people that in 8 weeks are losing 8 pounds and they're miserable and they're losing lean muscle mass. Why wouldn't we recommend? They invented this, for crying out loud. They invented it. So, okay, well, I guess we're stuck here. People are, we're not getting more likes and we're not getting more people. So it's now 1:30 on the East Coast. So I'll probably do another one. Let's see, 1:30. I'll probably do another live, maybe around 2:30, 3 o'clock Eastern time today, just to let you know. My voice needs a rest, and I've got some other things that I need to take care of. So I want to thank all of you for being on. I want to thank those that tapped and like it. But this can be life-changing. And in closing, right, look at the website, the New Health Conversation. There's nothing to buy there. We're not going to contact you. But if you want, right above coaching, to ensure, free coaching, scroll down and get a free coach. It's free the whole time because they're going to get the weight off you like they did with her. By the way, that picture's 8 years old. She's kept the weight off for 8 years. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. That's what should intrigue you about this. That's why it's called R2M. You know what that stands for? Race to maintenance. Race to maintenance, right? So anybody else got any other questions? No? Okay. Well, anyway, and listen, you can send any of your friends to that website. They don't have to be on my podcast, the New Health Conversation. They can see all the medical proof and then they can get a coach or not. I don't know how to explain it more succinctly. We're not going to contact you if you go to that site. The only way we'll contact you is if you contact us. Isn't that fair to everybody? Really fair? So, okay, I'm going to end this now and I'll come back on. So like I said, it's 1:30 Eastern time. So I'll probably come back on around 2:30 to 3 o'clock Eastern time today. Thank you all very, very much.